Lifting family, welcome back. So in this video we are going to discuss the issues of strength losses during dieting, and this is something that comes up and is going to happen, but at the same time it should not be a drastic change. So you should not be losing, let's say, 30% of your strength progress that you have. So the issue that people most often fall into is that they're expecting these strength losses because your energy balance starts to diminish, because during the dieting process generally your calories are getting lower and lower, and then the workload that you have is going to be increasing. You might be doing 5 days of training and then you end up adding cardio on top of that, so your expenditure increases and then your calories slowly drop. So with this energy balance you start to have these issues where you're not as energized, so that feeds into how you work out, and that also feeds into your energy levels going into your workout. So that is something that you need to be aware of. And one of the ways to be able to make sure that you do not lose strength progress would be to make sure that you steer clear of transitioning your workout into lighter workout loads, to where you would end up going from like a 6 to 8 rep range for a given exercise and bumping that to 10 to 12. Those strength adaptations will tend to reduce, and that's something that might not necessarily be where you would lose 1 rep max strength, but it might be something where, because you are dieting and because your energy is low, you doing 250 pounds for 6 reps and then you're reducing that down to whatever that factor would be. The issue would then be going back to that 250 pounds and trying to feel that weight and unracking it. If you were to do that for a bench press, unracking that might start to feel really heavy, and that's something that would then play into that mental aspect of it, to where you're not as energized, so you're not having this fun or this motivation to be able to then lift that weight. So that there's multiple factors that are at play. So do not start lightening up the load, and then do not adjust your rep ranges to make sure that you are allowing your body to be used to those heavier weights. And again, you are going to have some strength loss, and that might be some adjustment where coaching generally can help out, just because you can get outside of your own head. The coach can then monitor your progress for you, and then you are able to continue to make progress. Now, this is definitely going to be a feeler factor, because there's definitely good coaches out there, but there's definitely bad coaches that are out there. So this is something where it would take some fine-tuning and making sure that someone is following along with your progress, and then you keep detailed notes. And in terms of yourself, just again, try to make sure that you are not feeding into those strength losses, and just allowing yourself that mental break to say, well, I'm going to lose strength, so I need to reduce the weight. Try to play that by ear, and make sure that that's something that you don't do. Outside of that, the next thing would be with your diet. The issue then becomes with energy, and the body's main source of energy would be coming from carbohydrates. The easiest means of being able to produce energy would be from carbohydrates within the body. There's other means of being able to do that, but the big thing there would be no drastic reductions in carbohydrates. So don't reduce your carbohydrate load by a major percentage. So again, 25 to 30% there would be another one. You do obviously want to reduce calories as you are getting into your diet, and that's going to be highly specific to each person. Trying to offer some generic numbers would be rather difficult, but do not make drastic reductions. You cannot go from eating 300 grams of carbohydrates to 150 grams of carbohydrates and then expect your energy levels to be the same. You're getting 600 less calories, and that is going to play a major role. Outside of that, making sure that you start to have the feed aspect or meals just before your training is going to be ideal as well. You're going to feel more full. Obviously you don't want to be too full, but you want to have some level of energy that's getting into your system, and something that's sustainable. Generally, if you've got some quick acting carbs, so something like dextrose, so maybe a Gatorade before your workout will probably not be the best thing. And then depending on how your workouts go, you might actually need some sort of a fuel source during your workout, just to help keep you going and keep you energized throughout that workout. Again, highly specific there, but that's something that can help out. So factoring a lot of your carbohydrates around that workout time frame is going to be helpful. And then depending on when you work out during the day. So this is something where if you work out early in the morning, it might be super difficult to then be able to get in those calories just before you work out. For that, I would definitely opt for one of those intra-workout drinks to make sure that you are getting some form of carbohydrates during your workout. And those would be the two major pieces that I would then be the two major things that you need to make sure that you focus on when it comes to not losing strength while you're dieting. And then just stay the course. I guess that would kind of be a third or a bonus tip, is stay the course. This is something where even as you're progressing with strength, you might have a down week. You might have a down couple of days or a full down week. What ends up happening is that people will then decide that that's part of the diet process rather than just having an off week. Your workload could have increased at work. The amount of energy that you're expending throughout the week could have increased, where maybe you started doing a few more things during that week. You had to mow the lawn, you went somewhere, you did a lot of walking. Those are things that burn up energy as well, and that can be something that plays into this. And then for people that are in school, that's another major factor there that can just weigh on a mental aspect of making sure that, or excuse me, that's a mental aspect that would then also be a detriment to the training. So I'm not saying that you just need to stop school while you're dieting, but that's something that to take into account. So do not start making major adjustments right away just because you start to have some strength losses. Again, they're going to occur, but they should not occur in major reductions in terms of that strength. But other than that, I just wanted to address that really quick. So just wanted to get that out there. Any comments, questions, definitely let me know. As always, thank you for watching. Please remember to click that thumbs up button. The last video started to make some decent likes in terms of my experience with likes. They're not super high, but getting up there is definitely nice. Always remember to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of you subscribers out there making sure that this channel is something that's growing, and I really appreciate your ability to make sure that my channel is growing. So thank you for all of that. In closing, as always, thank you for watching and keep pushing.